Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino. We're back in. Whoa, I'm flying. We're back in all the mods 10 to the sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I just wanted to come over here really quick. I've been cleaning up some inventory items and had some armor and swords and tools and such things, that I'm not going to need anymore. So I'm just going to run them through this system so they'll go ahead and get processed as per usual. Let's take a look at what I've been doing between episodes. I've been doing a little bit of building out here. I mentioned this before, and I told everybody, I'm like, hey, next time Shino's doing a skyblock series, and you see him start building without looking at chunk borders first, slap him. Just slap him hard and tell him to straighten up and fly right. So I started expanding out this base a few episodes back, and it getting it all lined up on chunk borders now. So I'm slowly kind of moving everything over. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start working on moving this get up here, this production center. I'm going to start moving it back over into here. And I'm going to modify it a little bit. We've got access to new and better and stronger technologies now. Turn that off. So, for example, right now we're using this system for making soul sand back here. And this is pretty slow to be able to do this. So I think we can speed this up and find a better way of making soul sand. So I've been looking at some of our options for making a bunch of soul sand, and not that we're going to need a whole lot, but mystical agriculture is something that we can do to make it. Ars Nouveau is something that we can do to make it. So this is something we can put into like a crafting recipe maybe, or put this into a tier 3 crafter and have it generate every time the nether and fire essence comes in. It generates and boom, we're good to go. There's also the bulk haunting through create. That's an option too. The atomic reconstructor, another option. I just don't know how fast these are, right? That's the thing. I'm trying to find something that's going to be a little bit faster than what we're doing now. Bees sounds like it may be, maybe a good option for that later on. So, there's other opportunities here. I was really hoping I could do it with the extractor, because I would like to probably do a lot of what we're doing with either using the extractor for making these items. So we can do U there so we can see the uses. So there's quite a few recipes, but I don't really see anything outside of the deep slate, nether rack, the end stone, and the cobblestone. Not very much outside of that's going to be useful for. And if we look at the generator, the cobblestone, what was that called? Cobble for days. Is that the mod? These right here, the stone block generators. Looking at these also, these would be really, really good, especially when you get like into the netherite, because it's like super blazing fast. Looking at that, the uses, we can use this for getting our end stone, our nether rack, our cobble deep slate, normal cobblestone, and really that's about it, right? So yeah, I think the best way we're going to have for making a lot of the soul sand is probably going to be through mystical agriculture. So that's not too bad, because that doesn't need to take up, I can shrink this whole area here. I don't need this whole area. I could do that in like 2-3 blocks, maybe 4 blocks, to get that going. Right. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. We'll end up having extractors where we need them. We'll end up having fly here moment. Why am I not? Oh, you know what I did? There we go. Turned off the hover mode. So yeah, we'll end up having, similar setup like this, but, right now I'm running like 2 different or 3 different cobble gens back here. And I don't think we need to do that, right? I think we can go like one netherite and get that going. And then, you know, the rest of this stuff that we're creating here, we probably won't need to have quite as much of this going. You know, we may get into where we're doing a lot of this stuff on demand. And, you know, I have put down and then thinking and said, hey, we may need to get into geo ore and start kind of playing with some of the other generations or resource generation stuff. Cool. All right, yeah. So over here, got this room ready to go. We're gonna start moving everything over into this area. You'll see that the auto crafters are gone from here. I put them downstairs, and yeah, I went ahead and made the normal cluster, but not as big yet. You know, I don't want it to go super huge yet. So we're still working on this area, but we've got quite a bit of crafting capability set up underneath here now. So to make space for that, what was in here, I now added in 2 more co-processing units with 256K crafters on here. So these are helping to get the crafting going a lot faster. Working on a little, I don't know, installation here, an art installation maybe. I don't know what you want to call it, but I want to put something in here to give us a little bit of view as we're running through the base. Over in this area is where I've done the most work between episodes because I wanted to move all my auto crafting stuff for AE2 over here and get it all set up on our automated system. So all of these recipes all work the exact same way. The recipe says, hey, 1 redstone will get you 1 processor. In this instance, it's going to be the calculation processor. So anytime I need a processor, boom, it just throws a piece of redstone over into here. That runs this process, and then it outputs it back over into there. These have importers, which that's not working. Why is that not working? Are we out of silicone finally? You know what? I may have finally run out of silicone. Let's take a look. If we have, we need to fix that one up real quick. Silicone. Yes, we did. Silicone. Let's put that on our shopping list of things that we need to do. And yeah, let's is there a better way of getting silicone? I think that'll work. Okay. But anyways, yeah, that just imports that stuff in. Same thing with the gold. It keeps the gold in. And because this backstuffs, and this is important when you're talking about managing your inventory system, you can use void upgrades. You know, move everything into a chest, use a void upgrade, or you can backstuff, or you can do, is what I've done here. So I've got this set up so it backstuffs to this point. So this will only hold 64 of the printed calculation circuits and silicones. And so when this is full, it's going to pull in and create 64 here. Well, since there's no place for that inventory to go, it backstuffs. And then this will shut down also the import or the export from the AE2 system into the inscriber is limited to the amount of space, the amount of inventory it can hold, which is the stack of the item. So yeah, this system is all back stuff. This is a good way of doing it so that you don't, you know, have to overuse and you know, void stuff out. So, you know, gold, diamonds, Certus quartz, it's all limited. And even though our limits are pretty infinite, but it's still limited. So being able to limit its production and not void stuff out and have this stuff running and voiding stuff out for no reason, it's kind of important. Also set up the concurrent circuit up here, and there are a few more circuits that we are going to need to create as we move forward. This is one that using the entropic, I think is what it's called. I think it's called entropic, and it looks like this is not running either. Yeah, this one's limited as well. So it looks like I've got to get this one set up as well. Entropic crystal. I did automate this one. You know what? This is automated. Oh, acceleration. How do you get the auto crafting? Stand by 1 second. We need to look at something. The crafting card. I know I've got crafting cards. What do these go into? Export cards. There we go. That's what I need. I need to have this on here. There we go. And what was it saying? Insufficient power, unable to extract enough power for full speed progression. To guide for possible solutions. Pull an acceleration card out of there. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Yeah, it's all things you got to kind of check every once in a while just to make sure everything's kind of going swimmingly. So, like the silicone, we don't have that, but I can, let's see, this is the silicone here. So I need to put crafting cards in each one of these. And I think I have a recipe for silicone. Let's go check. No, I don't have a recipe for silicone, but we